The matter has to be investigated before Mr. Danny could come out and make a statement like that. Hello, talk to him on the telephone, please.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm saying this is not answer on the phone, but I can give you some information
Okay.
as it relates to all of that.
Okay.
So I'm going to say to you, it is alleged that two prominent people in the Roseville North constituency, one is a Shillingford, the other is a Sorrento, have been involved in bringing names for them to register. As a matter of fact, I understand in the last election, one of the two had Haitians registered living at his home, which was not true. So check that. And they're looking for 500 and something votes so they can beat Danny. Me that tell you that.
Okay. We'll find out. Well, you heard Mr. Thompson Fontaine that this is a serious matter and they will continue to investigate. Well, as I said, Ms. Joseph did say that she's aware of the complaints made by Danny, but she needs to investigate before she can confirm that this is ongoing. On the telephone, hello, talk to me. Yes. Yes. Hello.
Yes, Matt. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Yes.
Yes, I just did what you said. But before I go to the concern raised by Danny, I just want to say that I heard you mention earlier on, and Franklin on Breaking News said that they found the young lady was missing from her body. And I mean, it's so sad. And I saw that the family are in deep grief and so on. We just want to join them and to extend sympathy there to them and to say that, as you rightly said, the police said they will do a press conference tomorrow, so we'll get some more details. But this thing's a serious matter and has to be taken seriously. And of course, the culprit, whoever it is, has to be exposed. I saw somebody and they had something on that person's face. That person has to be exposed so the country knows who those terrible criminals are and so forth. So therefore we can, of course, ensure that this person's face the law and justice is served. Yeah. Now, on the question of what Danny raised there, I have heard complaint myself, and somebody showed me a list of a number of persons in the General Roseau area who have registered, and these persons, when you trace it back, they are not citizens. And I thought we fought this issue of reform to have a comprehensive cleaning of the list and to have things done properly. I mean, I can say that we entered this thing honestly with a very open and honest approach to it, because at the end of the day, it's not been done for Labour, UWP or Freedom or UPP or anybody. It's been done for Dominica. And therefore, you wanted this thing to be done well so it can serve this generation and future generation. But this whole stupidness will continue in this thing. And I want the international community will be writing out there to be alert on what is happening. I want the various organizations, international organizations like the OAS and Commonwealth, the CARICOM and the OECS to hear what they're going through. And it seems that there is a drumbeat involved in this thing because, I mean, as I said earlier on, Antigua had reform and that went quite well. St. Kitts had it, St. Lucia. I was in St. Lucia when they were issuing a voter ID card and that went so smoothly. And if you lose your card, you just go and give your details and you go in the system and they find your name and the card is issued. And why in Dominica we are so super that we cannot have things done and done properly and settled and so on. People who, as a boy growing up with Matt, I saw as men and women of value, persons that you could emulate. I mean, today these people have become zombies in the society, evil-minded people in the society. In fact, some of them, when they tell me hello, I even a little hard to answer because you just find we never expected from these people. I heard a lady earlier called two names and so on, Matt, and that is so sad and so unfortunate. Now, you made the point that the chief elections officer said that she is investigating the matter and Danny should not speak. She has got to react to Danny. That's not her role. The political parties have a responsibility, Matt, to promote and defend their business as political parties. The electoral office, the electoral commission, the electoral office, chief election officer, have a role to defend the state and to ensure what is done properly as the referee in the process, to ensure that there's a level playing field and this democracy is well adhered to. And at the end of the exercise of any election, be it a by-election or during election, at the end of the day, people on all sides who participated can feel that their participation was worth it, and they voted. If their side won, they can celebrate fine, and those who lost will feel that yes, they lose, but they were respected and they had an opportunity on a level playing field. The role of the chief elections officer is to be on top of the laws that govern the electoral commission and the electoral rules in the country. And the role of the chief elections officer is, if complaints are being made to her, well, in this case it's her duty is that her office has to investigate and move swiftly and quickly to do that. And therefore, Matt, even while you are investigating, it doesn't hurt to make a statement to say that their complaints are being filed to the office, it is being investigated, and when the investigation is completed, a full report will be given to the nation. But in the meantime, you're cautioning people to obey the rules, obey the law, and do what is right. So people will know that, the electoral office, based on the law, the eyes is open and that they're looking at what is happening and ensure what the correct thing happens. But to come and react and say that you should not say anything until she investigates and she will take Nande Colonel to investigate that. It just make it a mockery, a nonsense matter. And in that case, the chief elections officer, I remember there was in St. Kitts, in some election, there was a situation where with a statement, that person did not wait. It was a she. In the case of St. Vincent, in the case of St. Kitts was he. And this person didn't wait until they investigate. They made a statement to caution people and to say to them what the rules were and what they should adhere to and so forth. And anyone found in violation, in breach of the law, how the law will apply to deal with the matter and so on. But to come and say that Danny should not yet say anything as if she's working for a political party. You're working for the state. You're getting a salary from the state. And you have no duty to respond to Roosevelt Skerritt, to respond to Danny Luger, to respond to Thompson Fontaine, to respond to Johnson Boston, to respond to anybody. Your duty is to ensure that you're on top of the laws and you explain the law to the country that people can adhere to it. And when you investigate and you find if what Danny says is not correct, you will say your investigation find that is not correct and so on. But I've seen this myself. I remember there was an election, there was a young guy, Matt, a Haitian young guy, that I saw. I was around by Jolly in town there on Great George Street. And I saw this young guy was looking at me. So I say, you know me. He told me, not really. I see, you're from Port Louis, I mean, he's a Haitian. And then we became friends, that guy, very nice young guy, Haitian guy there. And one day he called me and told me he lives in Focal at the time. And he called and said that some people came to him and asked him to register. I said, what? I said, to vote. And I said to him, but why would you register to vote when you're not a citizen? He said, well, he does not even yet have a citizenship, so he don't see himself voting. I said, no, if you vote, you break the law and you will be charged and you could be sent to jail. And don't do that. So you ask them, how would he vote? They gave him a name to ask for. They cautioned the young guy, Matt, cautioned the young guy, and he did not participate. But soon after he left the country, when they come here, they're passing through to go elsewhere and so on. So a lot of things are happening, and Matt, and there's evidence. And when we speak of those things, we're not making a story. These are things that are happening. And I think it is time for those things to stop. And I'm calling on the chief elections officer to come on the radio. Do not take side with Danny. Do not take side with Skerritt. Do not take side with Thompson. Do not take side with Freedom Party, with anybody. But come on the radio and caution people that they must operate within the rules. And anybody who from breaking the rules, whether they are in the Labour Party, in the Freedom Party, in the UPP Party, in the ULP Party, the law will deal with them. That is what she has to do, and do it right away. And don't come and talk about nonsense that Danny should say anything. She's not an agent for any political party. She's an officer of the state, and that is her responsibility to ensure that the playing field is leveled for everyone who wants to participate. You see these people trying to get people mad, to anger, they're trying to lead people to anger. And we're trying our utmost to try to do the things that are correct. But more and more, these things are becoming a burden. And it's really hurting to see our country have fallen into that situation back. So again, I want to appeal to the Chief Elections Officer, come on the air, do not take side with any political party, but caution people to do what is right, Matt. And I'm waiting and listening to her answer whatever is her name, Joseph, whatever is her name, to come on the air and explain that because things are getting from bad to worse, Matt. And we can't have people in election and they feel you are only, once you are red, you only have the right to exist politically. Everybody else have a right, and the voters have the say to decide who they elect to represent them. And this nonsense must stop once and for all in this country of ours. Thank you.
Thank you, Bosso. Senior politician there, former senator in the Freedom Party government. It was clear from the very beginning that this electoral confirmation mess would have happened. I'm going to try to get Anthea again, live, to give her an opportunity to speak to the people of Dominica and to speak to the concerns of Mr. Daniel Luge and the leader of the United Workers' Party, Thompson Fontaine. Matt, there are so many issues facing this nation. Now, we read that this morning. Matt, if she does not, you're talking about Anthea, does not speak and come clean, I will bring out more evidence of the nonsense that is going on. When I get to the bottom of it, I shall expose them all. That doesn't seem like a threat. It seems like a promise. So, Miss Anthea, please. Miss Joseph, please talk to the people of Dominica. There's some serious concerns over this upcoming by-election in Roseau North. Hello, talk to me on the telephone, yes?
Good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon to you, yes.
I would like to talk about a different situation that I am experiencing.
A different situation like what?
With the electoral process.
Okay, go ahead.
I have a property in Roseau that I rented 12 years ago, more than 12 years ago. So when people lived there, they were registered to vote there. Hello?
Hey, go ahead, I'm here.
But now that they are no longer living there, when I got the list for my polling district 2 years ago, they were on the list as voters. So I brought it to the attention of the electoral office that these people no longer live at that building. And it should only be one person registered to vote from that address at that time. They told me that these people who were registered there previously, unless they come to the office and remove themselves, they cannot be removed. I don't agree to that.
But it's your place, so you're the only person that should have been registered there. That's you saying. They're saying the people are the only people that can remove the name is the person that put their names there.
I'm saying when they lived there, they could have been registered there. I'd have a problem with that.
Okay.
But now that they have left, they are still registered there. Now they're living somewhere else now, right? So they will register themselves. They can register themselves or return from somewhere else, but they're still on the list. They're still on the list. If they use the old list, they're still on the list. So that's another way that crookedness, fraud can go on. And I called the electoral office this morning again to bring up that situation, and I was told the same thing. The people who are registered there are the only ones who can take themselves out. Not the owner of the house, but the people who registered on that address. Now, you know how many different situations like that can be in Dominica
Mm-hmm.
all the time? So that's another way they can use to use names for people to vote when they don't live where they live, and it's duplicate and triplicate.
That's a serious issue, ma'am. Thank you very much for bringing that to my attention. Now, let's see. Again, I'll try my very best to get in touch with Anthea Joseph. Hello, yes?
Yeah, good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Matt, you know I've been blowing that horn. But the problem is not a partisan problem. It should be a non-partisan problem. Dominicans just do not understand because they have not been educated. The Electoral Commission has practically been mute. They are not educating. They are not educating the people about where you live is where you should be voting. Dominicans are not taking it seriously because they've not been educated, man. People, so you move from somewhere to Roseau. Does that mean you're registered in Roseau? You should be registered in Roseau, or you should be registered in your village where you have a certain sentiment. They have a certain sentiment for where they were born. They have a certain sentiment for where they were, their village, their community. They don't. Should it be understood that it is where you're living that you vote? And should it be emphasized that it is where that you're living and working? Or is it something else? Because people they think I was born in Carrot-Nago Reserve and that's where I was registered and that's where I will keep voting. You see, that's a common concept. Is that legal? Should there be exceptions? Should that be the understanding? I don't know. But whatever, when you make a ruling, it's not been followed, and that's the end of it. So both parties, plus the Electoral Commission, plus all who have some sense, have to come out on that topic and decide, well, how do we want this? Do we want it this way, that when you live at that address, that is where the constituency you have to vote in? Because you're not voting for a president that covers every constituency. You're voting in one constituency. And Matt, by the way, one time Pastor Rodney had a list, and he said that Roosevelt Skerrit was the first one that appeared on the list in Roseau Central. I want to know if that's real. I'd like you to check with Danny and ask him, where is Roosevelt Skerrit registered? Because I do not know that Roosevelt Skerrit has a residence in Roseau. Is Roosevelt Skerrit is he registered in Roseau or in Viecaz or in Canefield? We need to check it. Thank you.
All right, hello, talk to me on the telephone. Are you there, caller? Yes? Oh, sorry about that. 449-3095-9697. But it's a serious concern, though. It is a very serious concern. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Yes, my brother, what's up, man?
Good,
You
yes.
don't know this thing already. Man, that is a serious thing. That's not a joking thing. That is a serious thing. So I'm living in the Central, and the last election, the amount of people I see voting St. Martin's School, but not even Virgin in Palace for King George Davis Street and in Convent Prep. I think those things have to really, really, really be investigated. And the day of election, they must have people by every police station before you are warning all you, before 4 o'clock in the morning. Because when them people come in with their bus load in the morning, I myself is a ninja that will be working in the morning. It's happening. And Mr. Skerrit, you know it's happening. You know it's happening. You know it's happening for sure in every district, everything. Because why? You said that you are going to put the country on a new level. And Dominicans, you all are blind. The country is on a new level for you. A new level. There is no more politics. It's politics that is going on. And if you want to take out Roosevelt Skerrit in power, you cannot sit down on your back and believe that you're going to take out Roosevelt like that, because Roosevelt is not going to let you take him out just like that. Put it in your pipe. Smoke it. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you very much. 449-3095-9697. I understand that the lady or the chief election officer has the authority to investigate when the supplementary list is issued to ensure the person on the list resides at the address. The law gives the chief election officer the right to question the house owner and the landlord. So some things are happening and doesn't seem very legal. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Hey, Matt, good afternoon.
My brother, how you doing?
I'm good, Mark. I listened to Boss earlier in the deliberations, but I'm saying now, you're asking these people to do the right thing. And Faye's not going to do the right thing. Duncan is not going to do the right thing. All of them, they're put in this position to do what exactly that's going on. They know that was going to be a problem because they make all the changes. Even Thompson was mentioning this morning how they switch things around to suit them. Let me say something. It was supposed
You're right, and at the last minute in Parliament when nobody was observing.
Exactly my point. So I'm saying now, what were we asking for? Total registration. Did we get that?
No.
No, exactly. So all this thing about campaign financing and all this residency and all that, that's out the window. So my point is, we have to realize we didn't get what we want, so you're going to get that kind of chaos. And you have people right within the system. You hear most of the confirmation stations full of Labour Party cronies.
Mm-hmm.
You have heard that, right?
Oh, yes.
Right. My brother, I live in Roseau, and a family member come to me to let his son be registered on my address in Roseau. And I know the boy not living in Roseau. But then, when I turn him down, I know he went somewhere else. The boy is registered in Roseau. So these are the things that are happening. And he's also registered where he is living. So that's what the double voting. It has been going on for a while. They just perfected the act now. But what are we going to do about it? Sit down now, complain, and then when we get the bad results, still complain? My brother, now is the time to fix this thing. Rally the people. What we get in there is not what we ask for, and let us rally the people to get what we ask for. Total re-registration, we wouldn't be in all that bullshit. Simple as that. You cannot be getting what you didn't ask for. The person that's giving you what you didn't ask for is what they want to get, so they're going to get their way. And we've seen the results. How can you do the same thing and expect a different result? We have done that for 20-something years. And how many election cycles they have been playing their tricks and their dirty tricks and their poly tricks and getting their results. As a matter of fact, it's even wiring down to, even when their candidate doesn't win, they go back and count and recount until they get a win and you lose. It happened to Thompson, and it happened to what's her name, in St. Joseph.
In Castle Bristol.
In Castle Bristol. So we know all these things, but we sit on our backside with our hands full and doing nothing about it. Going to register, or going to reconfirm. My brother, this is what these people want. And as long as they get that, they're going to have a field trip. So this double voting trip, my brother, they're going to perfect that. That's what I'm saying now. And that is why I'm not going to encourage or discourage anybody to do anything. But what I want to encourage is to rally people and let us get what we ask for. Total re-registration, not that bullshit we're getting there from that demon. Have a good day.
Have a good day too, man. I think we must be very careful because the Labour Party is very calculated. Here's a clear example. Mary Boye's name allegedly has been duplicated. We know Mary Boye to be a staunch UWP supporter. So could it be that they're using the names of the UWP supporters for duplication so that should this be taken before the courts, the person or a list of them will actually turn out for the UWP supporters who really have nothing to do with this illegal activity at all, and yet they end up on before the court. So let's see if this continues. 449309. I'll keep trying to get in touch with Anthea. Hello, we'll take a break. We'll do that. Hello, talk to me. Yeah.
Good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon to you, sir. How are you doing?
Good. When we read the act, the electoral act, there's a section in the act that makes room for objection. If a supplementary list comes out and somehow somebody does not meet the requirements for registering as an elector on the list, the law makes room for objection. And one of the areas you can use to object is residency requirement. Somebody must live at a specific address for 3 continuous months, not 2 months and then go and come back. The law says 3 continuous months. It means for 3 months, you have to go and sleep and wake up at a specific address for you to qualify for residency. My first observation is with the confirmation list that they released. You are just seeing the polling station. You're not seeing the address of the person that was confirmed. Then a supplementary list came out. And the supplementary list does not have addresses on it. And to me, if we're trying to perfect our democracy, if we're trying to have a better democracy and we're trying to improve on our laws, and just 1 year ago we passed new legislation, why is it after almost a year that we have all, I understand there will be teething problems in transitioning from one system to the next. But by now, we should have perfected the system. It is almost a year since that is going on, and we still have those things. Let us, the Commission and the Chief Election Officer and her staff, we must seek to build confidence in the system. And some people may think that this may be deliberate to let people lose confidence in the system and say, I'm not going to this, I'm not going to confirm, I'm not going to register. Let us give people the opportunity to understand that is by voting we can get the government that we desire. And let us do it above board. This thing of appointing people to be justice of the peace so that they can facilitate a certain political party. This thing of people filling the application form in the absence of the witness they have. And then people tell me, okay, we'll get a witness for you, or they call in witnesses to come because they have their team of witnesses just waiting. To me, a confirmation application should begin when you come as a voter and you come along with your witness. Then you start the process. There's too many things that we're hearing that we're only trying to tell them to fix it, because the law gives a redress. There's a penalty in the law, and both the person who is voting illegally, the officers who are registering illegally, and even the Chief Elections Officer, who is the Chief Registration Officer by law, must ensure that names they put on that list meet the requirement, because the court will be the only cause of redress. People have not. Before I go, let me tell you a story. Some years ago, there was a supplementary list, and on that supplementary list, just in one polling district, we pulled out 14 names that were illegally registered. People registered on business places in Old Street. People registered on a place they gave a guy a little bit of money in the corner of River Street to open a bar. And then he registered on that address, not a dwelling house. And we submitted those 14 names. We followed the law, the prescription of the law, the reason why we objected. And 2 persons from the polling district have to sign. That was done. And we got no results on the final list. We see the same names who were illegally registered because they did not meet the 3 months residency requirements appeared. Then why have we as a nation lost our conscience to win by all costs, to win by just win by any means necessary, even if it is illegal? That is where we've reached as a nation. And men who knows better, people we once look up to, are involved in that type of nonsense. Dominica, get back to a place of reason and let us be fair. Thank you, man.
All right, thank you, Matt. I know of a first-time registered voter whose residence is coded as a certain address, and that person has never been a resident there for at least 9 years. So that is already false declaration, already serious violation. In fact, the owner of the house is not even aware that the person has used his house as his residence to get registered and eventually vote. This is a serious violation, my brother, and this is no joke. So this is going on there, and I'm hoping as Anthea said, that they would investigate. But how long will that investigation take? Now, election is just around the corner. That's the point. How long will that investigation take before we get to the day, September 7th, for the by-election? Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Are you there? Yes.
Yes, I'm there, Matt.
Yes.
So my brother who just spoke there, he mentioned to you that there is the confirmed list that is out with people's name and no address.
Mm-hmm.
So, Matt, but that is already a no-no. Since I know myself voting from a little boy when I turned 18, there was always an address. I went to the list and saw my name, my occupation, and my address. How can you remove that? And that is acceptable. Please, this is not acceptable. So they just perfected the act like I just told you. Because there is no residency. So I mean, anybody, in other words, that is what you call wash your foot and come. Because people register on the gym. Remember that gym that was across by me there, where the Chinese store is on Christnago Street? It's high up now.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Multiple persons are registered on that address. Nobody ever lives there. That's still not a finished building. It has always been business. Nothing was in that building. People are registered there. That's unacceptable. But these are the things that the people that they put in place. Unfair will be very unfair, you know. And she will remain that way. I tell you, go by her mother, give her not forgiveness, you know, because, bro, these people, what they're doing to Dominicans, when you see start to lash back, it's not going to be easy. But I'm telling you, our people need to wake up from their backsides and do something about what is going on. We have never seen any election list with no address on it. So how you can have confirmation of new voters and registration of new voters and confirmation of existing voters with no address? That's not a recipe for disaster already. So we're talking about I can be registered in Ozo, registered in Newtown with no address. Just my name, because that people will start going by same name, and that's what they're going to use, saying that it's that people with same name. So that they already fix it, rig it for there. It's already rigged then, and then we accepting that as a people, my brother, we can kiss this place goodbye, you know, if we allow that to continue. That must stop and change now. And is not going to do anything. What's his name? Duncan is not going to do anything. Lennox, Alex, none of them are going to do anything about it. They like it as it is, they benefit from that. So can't we see what's going on? So all of us, people just, that bewitching and that bamboozling, it just go, that demon just go across the board. People just, the lives of people mean nothing. We just kill, we steal, we do whatever, and it's okay. And according to who, then you get a laissez-passer, or you do not read, you dead. So that is what we see, and we heard about it, and we agree to it, we are accepting it. For me personally, this is unacceptable. Have a good day.
Good day. We're going to take a break. We'll come right back, Dominica. This is Q9 to 5, a Wednesday afternoon.
We are in the hurricane season. Don't forget to secure your home, board up windows, reinforce garage doors, and trim trees to prevent damage from flying debris.
Need one trusted place to stock up for your home, shop, or business? Fine Foods Inc. Distribution has got you covered. From dry goods and frozen foods to your favorite drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, plus all the household must-have. We've got it all under one roof. We're right here in Jimmy Dominica, and yet we deliver fast. Whether you're running a supermarket, a corner shop, a bar, or just like your pantry full and happy, Fine Foods Inc. brings you the best brands you know and love. Great prices, top-tier service, trusted products. At 255-6810 or 316-0164, or drop by our Jimmy location to check out what's in store. Fine Foods Inc.
Fine Foods Inc. The biggest distributor for the biggest brand. If your home and business is in a mess, then you need a cleaning agent that knows you can. If the cleaning effect, deodorize, you sanitize, Long-lasting fragrance refreshes your entire home. You're thinking of cleaning chrome and porcelain, polyester and thin steel. An agent that keeps it real and effective. Clean with the best. Not forgetting your clothes sheets and all fabric. The fabric softener has the extreme power and iron easier and faster. So clean, clean with the best. This is clean and then back. Broken wall, clean with the best. Kitchen towels and cabinets. Countertops that clean with the best. The Clean Tender and that distributed by Fine Foods and sold island-wide.
August 15th, remember that date, the 40th anniversary of the priestly ordination of Monsignor William J. Lewis. All are invited to the special milestones. Family, friends, parishioners, and well-wishers gather at the St. Gerard's Hall on August 15th, 2026 to give thanks to God and celebrate this remarkable milestone. 4 decades. A unique anniversary celebration of life dedicated to serving God, community, and Mother Church. A celebration of a life of service. All invited to this concert and cocktails on August 15th, St. Gerard's Hall, 7 p.m. For tickets, call 276-4666 or 235-5358. Don't miss the anniversary celebration of the 40th anniversary of priestly ordination of Monsignor William J. Lewis. Proceeds go towards the continued renovations of the cathedral. Come Sunday morning, the crowning moment. Don't miss the 40th anniversary celebratory mass. Sunday morning. And don't forget the exciting Bring and Share on Sunday afternoon at 5 p.m. at the Pastoral Center. Be there.
All right, on the line with me is Dr. IP. He's very concerned about what is going on here as it relates to the electoral office and wanted to add his voice to the many who's concerned. Dr. IP, good afternoon to you, sir. How are you?
Hi, good afternoon, Matt. How are you?
I'm here. You seem very concerned about what's going on.
I'm more than concerned now. Initially, it was concern. Now I'm alarmed. First, I'd like to start by first extending my sympathy to the family of the young lady whose short life has been terminated. And I'd like to extend my sympathy to them. I'd also like to commend those people who have brought this awareness to the issue of confirmation in the way they have done, especially the earlier callers. I like to commend them for their civic duty, for highlighting the discrepancies and the potential for more chaos and more division in the country. And so for that vigilance, I'd like to start by commending them. What I can say, Matt, is that for me, I have always been a little bit ambivalent, not so sure about this confirmation process. I felt it was designed to frustrate so that as many people as possible would not be able to exercise their national or their right as Dominican nationals to participate in elections. But seeing that I am one of the people who accept that from the outset, the democratic process is a bit of a us against them, and so there'll always be a little tribalism. And then we also accept that there is also the advantage of the incumbent. So those who are in government presently, we have to accept in this adversarial thing, will always have an advantage. So that was how I managed to rationalize and deal with my concerns as to what I saw was the people responsible for allowing us to exercise our national democratic right to participate freely and fairly. And by these people, I mean the Electoral Commission, Electoral Office, etc. They predominantly have dropped the ball. And with the unfolding approach to confirmation that we're hearing now, I am now convinced that it's not the long-term national interest of the country. I think the long-term national interest of the country is being sacrificed. The well-being of the future young people who will be adults in the future is now being sacrificed for the short-term well-being of the party in government. And I think it is so serious now, given what I've heard today, that initially my reaction, as you realize over the last 2 days, my reaction was to say, well, what can the people do? What can the people do is to make sure they confirm and get other people to confirm. That's what I think was the responsibility of those who understood that. And that's why I've been calling your program, encouraging people to go and confirm. But with what is unfolding now, it leaves me with having to accept what Mervyn said about the only real solution to this is to demand that what was requested in the first case, what should have happened, must now happen. Because this is a recipe. What's going on now is a recipe that's going to ensure, in my view, that we become a more divided country. We are already divided too much, in my opinion. But it's going to lead to unnecessary conflict in the country. And I think the authorities, those in position, should take that seriously and take responsibility for fixing it. Because if they don't take responsibility for fixing it now, they will have to take responsibility or held responsible for it if and when it happens. Because I think this is really gone beyond the pale. This is not acceptable. It's not fair to all these people who have worked to make Dominica a place where I have lived and survived and thrived and enjoy being here. And I think it's about time that those of us who feel that way get up, stand up, and realize that we have to do it for the future of this country. This kind of thing cannot be allowed to continue. If the Electoral Commission and the Electoral Office are not prepared to act on behalf of the future of this country, they should be removed. They should be removed. And something needs to be done. I am prepared to stand to do whatever needs to be done. But this, I cannot sit here and sort of continue to say, well, it's the usual politics and so. No, not when I'm quite aware of all these things happening now and the potential for further division and chaos in this country, something that will ensure maybe we can never recover from it. That's what I have to say about this afternoon, and I will again encourage all of us to do the right thing for the country, to be more vigilant, and to do what we have to do. If it's fixed to a certain extent where we can feel confident to go and get confirmed and get other people to go and confirm, because we have to play our part. We need to stop sitting and letting one set of people do everything. And the way each of us can play our part in this present situation, in my view, is to get confirmed and get 3 or 4 people to confirm. That's where we will start. If that is not satisfactory, then we're going to have to take it to the next level. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. IP. Very concerned about what's going on there. Stand up for your country. Stand up, Mr. Bob Marley. Stand up. We're going to come back, Dominica, right after this.
Bryce and Company Limited. We manufacture high-quality roofing sheets, 24 gauge in different colors, also to customer specifications. That's right, whatever length you want. Aluminum seamless guttering. We also sell PRC mesh, steel rods in all sizes, breach caps, fencing wire, and fencing poles. Free estimates for guttering, galvanized sheets, and fencing wire. Quality products at the lowest prices island-wide. Bryce and Company Limited, located at Caneville Industrial Site, Shed 1A, just before the Old Mill Cultural Center. Call us today at 617-2468 or 615-0178. Bryce and Company Limited, built for living, built for life.
Get ready for winning your share of $50,000 in prizes with over 390 chances to win. Enjoy daily and weekly rewards, including scholarship packages, tablet bundle, handset bundle, power bundle, and so much more. Want to qualify? It's easy. Simply pay your bill in full and on time. Activate any 3G plan or higher. Bundle your postpaid plan with Digi Duo or sign up for Digicel Home Internet. The more you activate, the more chances you have to win. Visit your nearest Digicel store or speak to a Digicel representative today. Terms and conditions apply. Connect, pay, win.
What is summer in Digital? In a summer mood.
Bring your cooler. If they rule number one all over. Make ready in Dominica. When you come in the jam, you should have a baby in your hand. When you come in the band, you should have a baby in your hand. What we drinking? DBB style. DBB nice. DBB style. DBB nice. DBB style. DBB nice. DBB style. DBB nice. BB Spice Rum. It's more than just a rum.
BB Spice Rum, distributed by Belfast Estate. Drink responsibly.
All you, I just meet Goldwyn in Roseau again. Same place outside Flossie's. I tried to dock in, but he had time to see me. Well, story start again. Million, lot of my power with us, huh? Saka fella, I said the same thing you doing, shopping at Flossie's, and you don't have to tell me the same thing you tell me last time because I'm busy. It's to hear him way. You reckon? About my pocket boy. I won't tell you that I save money in food and drinks when I buy quantity. I save more. Oh, shucks, man. Goldwyn, you're still telling me. I know already. To pack a spetting way. When I get him up here for Palais, I will tell all my friends from London, US and Dominica to come to Flossie's, right next to the Rosa Market. Open Sunday to Saturday. Flossie's can't do it to you.
Ooh, oh, oh. KFC. Ooh, wow. KFC. Looking for some place to go. Variety meals for soul. KFC. Grab your family and your friends. Join in the experience. KFC. It's the place to be, made for you and me. KFC. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Bloom Box is turning 5. We're celebrating 5 years growing together with our biggest anniversary event on August 24 and 25th. Join the celebration and win big. Spend $10 or more on August 24th and 25th for a chance to spin and win instant prizes. Grand sweepstakes. Spend $55 or more between now and August 24th to enter our grand raffle. First place, $1,000 Bloom Box gift certificate. Second place, 10 by 6 by 6 greenhouse. And third place, 1 bale of sugar potted mix. Visit Bloom Box today in Roseau on the corner of Hanover Street and Drury Lane. Telephone number 235-3483 or in Goodwill on 66 Federation Drive, 235-3480. Terms and conditions apply. Let's bloom together.
Be part of the Creole 365 movement, as Creole Heartbeat features one of Dominica's illustrious musicians, Mike Morrow. Former leader, arranger, lead guitarist, and vocalist of the favorites, Cadell Slips of Band, Bell Succumbo, Mike Morrow. Mike Morrow will be a special guest on Creole Heartbeat 365 edition this Friday, August 14th, 10:30 a.m. on Q95 FM, the big station. Mike Morrow. Hosted by Senator Prince Leroy Roddick Shells. And we'll also be live at Q95 Facebook page and YouTube channel. Let's celebrate the brilliance of one of the songs of the city that never slept, Maho. This Friday on Creole Heartbeat from 10:30 a.m. on Q95 the big station. Mike Morrow. Mike Morrow. Mike Morrow on Creole 365, our culture, our people, our pride. Every day of the year. Amachesa.
Matt, we have lots of issues in Roseau-North. I'm just coming from the electoral office with a gentleman by the name of Herbert Sabruch.
Okay.
This is one of the gentlemen who shaped my character. But the issue is you have a registration that was done using his address, and that person doesn't live there.
Uh-oh.
As far as he knows, this gentleman lives in Marigot or is from Lapland, but doesn't live there. So his address was used. So we went to the electoral office with that complaint. Now, based on the time the writ was issued, certain objections can only done at a certain time. But now we're seeing several names because we have a lot of computer savvy young people who are helping us with that.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a whole set of names that was dumped on the list, right? Duplicate names, all right? So we wrote to the electoral office, Roseau-North by-election, apparent duplicate entries on the register of electors. And it's a significant number of people whose names are appearing in duplicates and even triplicates.
Mm-hmm.
So which is a very serious issue. And some of my people, because I put it in my Roseau-North chat room. So they're telling me, no, that person doesn't live here, this person. But in this case, I only gave the example of Herbert Sabruch, where the person was registered using Herbert Sabruch address. So we want to find out who is the person who signed off or witnessed that thing. Now, of course, the office in Goodwill is closed on a Wednesday, so we cannot even make out. So that's why we headed to the electoral office. So we wrote on the 10th of August to the electoral office complaining that there's apparent duplicate entries on the register of electors. So we're hoping, because we spoke to the chief elections officer and she said she will pass it on to the chairman of the electoral commission, and I hope they deal with that matter, because there's several names in duplicate. You know, I mean, I don't want to call people names, although it's a public document, but I have the list right here of several names. There's 130 in Roseau-North alone. Okay? So this is a very serious issue where you have person's name appearing twice and 3 times on the Roseau-North register. And in some cases, because I just sent it out to my people of Roseau-North, my groups, so we have extra eyes looking as to, on that address, does that person live there? No. So I'm getting responses as we talk, Matt, you know, of apparent alleged illegalities. And in the new legislation, people could go to jail for that. So I'm warning people, be careful what you do. And if you know that you had illegal and unlawful registration, do not show up in the lines. My agents will be looking at that closely. They will have your names and you will be asked to take an oath. And if it is proven that you lied, you cheated, you stole to enter on the Roseau-North register, illegally, action will be taken, and we'll end up in
But
court.
don't
on
you
the
have to
matter.
carry an ID though?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. But even so, but what the laws is saying, once your name is on the list, you're allowed to vote. That is also true.
Mhm.
So I don't know how the electoral office will deal with that. But what I'm saying, the names are there already, and it appears that it is too late. I hope something can be done by the electoral office.
So what is the chief election officer telling you?
Well, she said that she's passed on that info. That's what she told me, and a colleague of mine, that she's passed on this information to the chairman of the Electoral Commission.
Uh-oh.
So she did say that to me. So I'm hoping that this matter could be resolved, because she recognized that yes, there are those duplicates and triplicates of names in the Rosenhoff register. And I well imagine if it is done in Rosenhoff, who knows, it's done in other constituencies. So this is a very, very serious matter that's very concerning to us of Rosenhoff. I have all the names. I won't go into them. We actually sent a copy to the electoral office, and the chief elections officer have a copy of that letter. The chairman of the Electoral Commission has a copy of that letter. I have a copy of that.
Danny, we have 2 minutes. I think your leader wants to give you some support on that. Again, we have limited time. So, Mr. Thompson Fontaine, can you speak to me, please? Yes, go ahead.
Yes, Matt. Good morning. Good morning. I wanted to weigh in and give support to our candidate, Danny Duguay, on this very critical and important issue of the registration of new voters.
Mm-hmm.
We got a supplementary list that was issued on Friday of last week with over 260 names of persons who were newly registered. We're in the process of checking that list, and already you heard of this one situation of someone who registered at the house of Mr. Hubert Serbrook. Okay, we're taking this very seriously. The government of Dominica, they deliberately adjusted the rules, the election rules. In the previous rules, when you issued the midnight to make queries and to object and so on, they have rewritten it so that as soon as the writ is issued, you can no longer query. In other words, the names that were issued on Friday, they cannot be queried. They even went further to state that you can only dispute those names after the poll is held. Now, why would the government of Dominica put that into the legislation? And we are beginning to see why, Matt. And that's the reason why we are again warning individuals who may not have resided in Rosenhoff, because to be on the list, you must have resided at least 3 months in the Rosenhoff area. So we are scrutinizing every single name of those 260. And as soon as we learn that these individuals do not live in the Rosenhoff, we will make their names public. We will also issue a legal writ against them. We will do a legal claim, a criminal claim with the police, and we'll aggressively pursue whoever it is that is engaged in illegal activities. For the time being, it is just alleged, but we are doing our work, and we want to just tell every single person of those 260 names, if you do not reside in Rosenhoff, voluntarily let the electoral office know that. Otherwise, Matt, we'll be taking action.
All right,
this is very serious.
Mm-hmm.
This is very serious, as kinds of activities have jail terms assigned to them, and people need to be so on. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you. Thank you. One final point. Yes, let's go.
Final point, Matt, is on that list is the name Ken Judge. This person is dead, and his name is there twice. His final address before he died in Pottersville, a gunshot, right? Gunshot wound. And his name is there twice on that same list that was dumped at the 11th hour. So you have a lot of things happening. Who knows what is the intent of that? But you have Ken Judge named there twice, and he is dead. And so in some cases, you have persons named 3 times. You know, so it's a very, very concerning issue, and we are taking it on head on, and it seems that we headed to the courts.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Daniel Luque. We'll continue.
August 15th, remember that date, the 40th anniversary of the priestly ordination of Monsignor William Lewis. All are invited to the special milestones. Family, friends, parishioners, and well-wishers gather at the St. Gerard's Hall on August 15th, 2026 to give thanks to God and celebrate this remarkable milestone for decades. A unique anniversary celebration of life dedicated to serving God, community, and Mother Church. A celebration of a life of service. All invited to this concert and cocktails on August 15th, St. Gerard's Hall, 7 p.m. For tickets, call 276-4666 or 235-5358. Don't miss the anniversary celebration of the 40th anniversary of priestly ordination of Monsignor William Lewis. Proceeds go towards the continued renovations of the cathedral. Come Sunday morning, the crowning moment. Don't miss the 40th anniversary celebratory mass Sunday morning. And don't forget the exciting Bring and Share on Sunday afternoon at 5 p.m. at the Pastoral Center. Be there.
Bryce and Company Limited. Bryce and Company Limited. We manufacture high-quality roofing sheets, 24 gauge in different colors, also to customer specifications. That's right, whatever length you want. Aluminum seamless guttering. We also sell BRC mesh, steel rods in all sizes, breach caps, fencing wire, and fencing poles. Free estimates for guttering, galvanized sheets, and fencing wire. Quality products at the lowest prices island-wide. Bryce and Company Limited, located at Cateville Industrial Site, Shed 1A, just before the Old Mill Cultural Center. Call us today at 617-2468 or 615-0178. Bryce and Company Limited, built for living, built for life.
Get ready to win your share of $50,000 in prizes with over 390 chances to win. Enjoy daily and weekly rewards, including scholarship packages, tablet bundle, handset bundle, power bundle, and so much more. Want to qualify? It's easy. Simply pay your bill in full and on time. Activate any 3G plan or higher. Bundle your postpaid plan with PG Duo or sign up for Digicel Home Internet. The more you activate, the more chances you have to win. Visit your nearest Digicel store or speak to a Digicel representative today. Terms and conditions apply. Connect, pay, win.
What is summer is digital? Summer mood.
Let's come back in the afternoon to talk on the block. It's 2:30. Hello, talk to me. Yes.
Hey, Matt, that's me again.
Yes, I. How you doing?
Matt, if we wanted to fix what we're hearing that's going on, earlier on I mentioned we're not getting what we asked for. But there was Ian Anthony doing a very good job. Experienced, competent, qualified. You remove him and you put Anthea that knows nothing about the work. And then you're going to talk about teething problems and all kind of thing. You're bringing these issues to her, and then she's talking about investigation. There are other issues that were brought that she even denied that they were happening even before an investigation. So can't we see that something is wrong right there? We have people always talking about we need to be educated. My brother, what's happening on this radio station is education 101. People coming with hardcore evidence to tell you, look, what is happening. And you have been hearing it from the time we went that way of this not re-registration, of confirmation,
Uh-huh.
we've seen all the loopholes. And the government has been a government that always using loopholes. Remember, blessings are the thing he just said. How many men watch a woman going down the road dressed skimpily, but one partner rape her? And the partner rape her because because of how she was dressed?
Mhm.
You remember that analogy?
I remember, yes.
That's
I do.
exactly what is going on there. So there are always loopholes in the system, but no other government, no other prime minister used this. Only this one, a sick one, a demonic one, a delusional one. But we're sitting there thinking it's business. What we see in there, we have never seen that before, What is that? Duprat say, half a Frenchman putting blows on Dominican.
Uh-huh.
My brother, that is worse than that. That's a demonic spirit, a cursed demon from hell, putting blows on Dominican, curse on Dominican, and people just there, like business as usual. It's not business as usual. The people that are picked, they are picked for the right reason. They yourself have their issues. They yourself, I don't know, the narcissistic individual, there's something about them that I don't know how they just put vulnerable people and take them and put them in position. It's kind of in a wrong hole, but it works for them. It keeps the narcissist. In other words, it provides the narcissist with the resources and the food that the narcissist needs to survive. And a lot of people don't understand that. That's what is happening there. And bro, we will go down. That's why we're going down slowly. There ain't no slowly, my boy. We're free falling. There will never be a day that this thing will turn around until we get rid of that type of misleadership that we have. Have a good day.
Have a good day. 449-3095-96 and 97. Matt, there are many things going on or going wrong with the upcoming Roseau by-election. In addition to the alleged corrupt practices taking place at the Electoral Commission, have Dominicans realized that the sitting ambassador in the person of Ian Douglas is currently functioning as campaign manager for the candidate, Ashma McDougall, the candidate for the Dominican Labour Party? This ambassador continues to be paid from the public funds even as he functions as campaign manager for a political party. This is a bold-faced corruption, bold-faced corruption and misappropriation of public funds. I hope that the director of audit is taking note and this action by the ambassador, being paid with public funds to undertake party political activity is very illegal. This is corruption. Dominicans, wake up, speak up, and take charge of your country. 449-3095, that's a text message coming in here. That a current ambassador, namely the Cuban ambassador, is the campaign manager for the candidate in the Roseau North constituency. Being paid with public funds to undertake party political activity is very illegal.
Bloomberg is turning 5. We're celebrating 5 years growing together with our biggest anniversary event on August 24 and 25th. Join the celebration and win big. Spend $10 or more on August 24th and 25th for a chance to spin and win instant prizes. Grand sweepstakes. Spend $55 or more between now and August 24th to enter our grand raffle. First place, $1,000 Blue Box gift certificate. Second place, 10 by 6 by 6 greenhouse. And third place, 1 bale of sugar potted mix. Visit Bloombox today in Roseau on the corner of Hanover Street and Drury Lane. Telephone number 235-3483 or in Goodwill on 66 Federation Drive, 235-3480. Terms and conditions apply. Let's bloom together.
Need one trusted place to stock up for your home, shop, or business? Fine Foods Inc. Distribution has got you covered. From dry goods and frozen foods to your favorite drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, plus all the household must-have. We've got it all under one roof. We're right here in Jimmy Dominica, and yet we deliver Whether you're running a supermarket, a corner shop, a bar, or just like your pantry full and happy, Fine Foods Inc. brings you the best brands you know and love. Great prices, top tier service, trusted products. At 255-6810 or 316-0164, or drop by our Jimmet location to check out what's in store. Fine Foods Inc.
Fine Foods Inc., the biggest distributor for the biggest brand.
We are in the hurricane season. Don't forget to secure your home, board up windows, reinforce garage doors, and trim trees to prevent damage from flying debris.
All right, Dominica, we're back. Somebody says, while Mr. Ian Douglas is becoming or is the campaign manager, the students are left without representation in Cuba. Hello on the telephone. Are you there, caller?
Mr. Pelton, blessings to you, sir.
Blessings to you, sir.
Matt, I want to extend my condolences and sympathy and everything to the people in Portsmouth. That is what I was anticipating, Matt, because I realized the complication of everything. My condolences, my empathies, and may the Almighty strengthen all you and guide and protect all you down there, Matt. I heard the news. Matt, you there with me?
I'm right here.
Matt, you remember a couple of years ago, some observers come here and said the election was free but not necessarily fair, Matt?
Yep.
They said they did not see tires burning, they did not see protests, they did not see anything. That cannot be a people that are oppressed. That cannot be a people that are being deprived. Matt, a bunch of cowards and traitors die in that country. Me, I scared, knowing the advantage I have over you by getting a bucket of tar, colas. I boil in that and I making police gonna arrest all these little politicians there. Have a cocoa broom and dip in the colas and give each of you one on your back and tell all you know something after too late not to talk. Well, wait for every election, just arrest all of you, put all you in the prison, and after election, let all you go. There is an election, or you cannot say there was not an election, it may not be free, it may not be fair, but there was an election. Not how can a people not see the, well, no, you can see the obvious, but observe the obvious. Matt, why, yesterday, my friend and I, back and forth, them tell me, blessing, that's not a good decision. I say, my brother, you know what I'm driven by? Principle, not pride, not fear, not profit. Principle I am driven by. I'd rather go and die poor somewhere in a corner than to do certain things to please the crowd. I'm not a crowd pleaser, I'm a fighter, Matt. But when I am right, I cannot be wrong. I don't give a damn about the ramifications. Moving to me, I listened to Mobile a few times there for the afternoon. And Matt, that is what I'm saying. Why are you acting surprised? First communion, baptism, confirmation, catechism. The man taking all you, wrap all your around his little finger, and then just throw all you, spit all you out. And now man playing on the dirty little game to further muddy the waters, to deflect attention from the hardcore criminals, and come in and talk garbage on radio box. But if I have to give all the people, if I have to fight for that country, not for that country, for my principle, I give up on Dominicans. There is no leadership that is effective enough to say, you know something, we're going and protest that. No more protestation. I heard man say, oh, so much protest, so much Ringmando removes carried. Now it's Dolly House and Little Rag Doll to come to play. Bebel, Toys, Marble Hole and Marble Square. Matt, I'm just saying in conclusion, all of that is a joke. It seems like everybody on the Hollywood stage and everybody are just playing the part. The joke is on the people. Sorry, I was about to say something nasty. The joke is on the people of Dominica. This is one big joke. And those who are in it and yet to understand the game. Matt, I saw the game a long time. And when I said things a year ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, these cowards does not prove me wrong, no, Matt. I said, voila, look at that. I saw it. Look it. Matt, thanks for your time. Ready for blows, Dominica. Get a cocoa boom, scary. Get a bomb of colas, boil it, and dip the cocoa boom. Make them hold all those politicians there and give them one stroke and tell them, you know something, after today, I don't want to hear your voice. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's do this and come back.
Box is turning 5. We're celebrating 5 years growing together with our biggest anniversary event on August 24 and 25th. Join the celebration and win big. Spend $10 or more on August 24th and 25th for a chance to spin and win instant prizes. Grand sweepstakes. Spend $55 or more between now and August 24th to enter our grand raffle. First place, $1,000 Blue Box gift certificate. Second place, 10 by 6 by 6 greenhouse. And third place, 1 bale of Suregrove potting mix. Visit Bloom Box today in Roseau on the corner of Hanover Street and Drury Lane. Telephone number 235-3483 or in Goodwill on 66 Federation Drive, 235-3480. Terms and conditions apply. Let's bloom together.
Be part of the Creole 365 movement, as Creole Heartbeat features one of Dominica's illustrious musicians, Mike Morrow. Former leader, arranger, lead guitarist, and vocalist of the favorites, Cadell Slips of Red, Bounce Combo, Mike Morrow. Mike Morrow will be a special guest on Creole Heartbeat 365 edition this Friday, August 14th, 10:30 a.m. on Q95 FM, the big station. Mike Morrow. Hosted by Senator Prince Leroy Roddick Shells. And we'll also be live at Q95 Facebook page and YouTube channel. Let's celebrate the brilliance of one of the sons of the city that never sleeps, Maho. This Friday on Creole Heartbeat from 10:30 a.m. on Q95 the big station. Mike Morrow. Mike Morrow. Mike Morrow on Creole 365, where the culture, our people, our pride. Every day of the year. Amachesa. Win your share of $50,000 in prizes with over 390 chances to win. Enjoy daily and weekly rewards, including scholarship packages, tablet bundle, handset bundle, power bundle, and so much more. Want to qualify? It's easy. Simply pay your bill in full and on time. Activate any 3G plan or higher. Bundle your postpaid plan with DG Duo or sign up for Digicel Home Internet. The more you activate, the more chances you have to win. Visit your nearest Digicel store or speak to a Digicel representative today. Terms and conditions apply. Connect, pay, win.
What is so many digital?
Hardware and home improvement, building supplies for you, kitchen appliances, even home decor too. Lumber, lawn, all your garden supplies, plumbing, welding, electrical supplies. Visit Do It Center at the former J. Nassif Hardware location on Goodwill Road. Call us at 255-6890. Do it Center.
If you're home and
We have a few more minutes.
Matt, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to your listeners. Matt, I'm listening to the discussion on the the voter registration or the voters list situation in Roseau North. And it's mind-boggling and amusing or amazing, whichever word you want to use, to me, that after 48 years of independence, of freed black men and women governing themselves, that we don't know how to make sure that a voter's list is correct. Even in the environment of having all kind of analytical tools, data tools, we cannot get something that rudimentary correct. And it's no surprise because it's the administration we've been under for the past 20 something years that cannot get a census completed. And even after they started one, had to stop. We've never seen the results because there were issues. There are a number of other things that couldn't be done. The hospital, we can't coordinate or manage the proper disposal, collection of garbage. We cannot administer proper care in our hospitals. As a matter of fact, we're sending more people out of state. We cannot, frankly, administer even justice or the court, the cases in a court because of incompetence. I don't think it's a lack of incapability because Dominicans are smart people, hardworking people, and I've seen many of them doing great things outside of Dominica in very important positions. So, if they have that ability, it tells me that there are many people with the ability and capabilities in Dominica, but for some reason we have a leadership that one has not encouraged the people to be the best of themselves. And frankly, I think it's just to manipulate the ignorance that's happening in Dominica. So, Matt, if after 40 something years of independence, we have been now become incapable of doing regular administrative things like voter registration, voter confirmation, making sure a voters list is clean, I don't know what else to tell you. It's pretty amazing to me. And like I have said, the solution is to get rid of the administration in office. And my Belty, I heard Tongton Fountain talking about a law that was passed in Parliament, and I don't know. I am learning like everybody else every day. But inquiring minds would like to ask, what is the process for a parliamentary rule or order being enacted? Because it would sound like after the Parliament passes a rule as it relates to no review of the voters list once the writ is passed, that would have to be signed by the president and go through the necessary process and procedure. And if the parliament can just go ahead and pass a rule that is implemented the next day, that is not a democratic process. That is a collective decree. Basically, a king passes a proclamation and it's implemented one time. I think the democratic process requires that it goes through a process and people have an opportunity to, one, understand the law, to two, be able to have the necessary resources to implement it, and three, that the people have the ability to understand, read, and it has to be gazetted. So I don't know what's the process. I'm just asking because that doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound like it makes sense, and it doesn't sound democratic. And if the people are not aware that some rules have been changed, then that means the people are not part of the changes, and we are not governing for the people, but for certain individuals. And I think there are some people who would like to rule by decree, and Parliament should never, a democratic institution should never be allowed to pass any law that is implemented overnight without the people having a chance to, one, have input and disagreements or their grievance with the law. So if that's the case, something about that sounds unconstitutional. And I think you might need somebody legal to explain. I know there are emergency situations, but by-election is not an emergency situation. There is an whole list already. And I think the waters are being muddied here. And I know these people are not as stupid as they seem. So if they're not that stupid, then they are either deliberate or wicked. But I think it's something to ask, and I'm just inquiring.
All right, thank you for the inquiry. We'll find out further. This is the talk on the block.
What does a concerned citizen Jerry Brisbane know about the cable car project that you do not know about? Find out more this Thursday at 1 p.m. sharp on Talk on the Block. Evidence, research, facts, the inside story, all on one afternoon. Tell Lou to tell Paul to tell Saul to tell all.
Tomorrow we explore the cable car project with Jerry Brisbane. As you just heard, what does he know that you don't know? As the planning division given permission for this cable car project. You might be very surprised what you'll learn tomorrow on the Talk on the Block.
Be proud of the Creole 365 movement, as Creole Heartbeat features one of Dominica's illustrious musicians, Mike Morrow. Former leader, arranger, lead guitarist, and vocalist of the favorites, Cadell Slips of Band, Bell Succumber, Mike Morrow. Mike Morrow will be a special guest on Creole Heartbeat 365 edition this Friday, August 14th, 10:30 a.m. on Q95 FM, the big station. Mike Morrow. Hosted by Senator Prince Leroy Roddick Shats. And we'll also be live at Q95 Facebook page and YouTube channel. Let's celebrate the brilliance of one of the sons of the city that never slept, Maho. This Friday on Creole Heartbeat from 10:30 a.m. on Q95 the big station. Mike Morrow. Mike Morrow. Mike Morrow on Creole 365, our culture, our people, our pride. Every day of the year, Pamachesa.
Good afternoon to you. Hello, yes?
Yeah, Matt, let me just run through that. Matt, 2004, I was saying something. I said I do not want to put too much pressure on politicians. So when they cross the floor, for them to say it's me that push them. No, for when they jump, I was being quite vague. For when they jump, for them to say it's me that push them. Last year I created a thing. Members of the opposition may have crossed the floor undetected with their footsteps invisible. But these are the things I said. Then I start to see man jumping ship, man get they caught, man coming causing confusion, all kind of problem, attacking Anderson Jolie on a program. I say, hey, me, look it. Now man come and say who is their friend, man go and put in trouble and Matt, that is what that is going on in Dominica, you know, Matt. If somebody want to fight, they tell you no law, no constitution. Go to hell. It's not your damn business. We have medicines and we have snipers. All you afraid of, your ass. All you quoting laws and rules and constitution that govern electoral reform, the country and all of that. Not that I told you know what that is going on and all you pretending or you don't know. So you're just going through the motion quite hypocritically and pretentiously. A bunch of cowards. Boy, nothing will not forgive all you. All your children have to suffer the consequences of all your transgressions because carried 12050. Some of what I wonder how much money he paying on you to jump ship, cause problem, give all your employment, and now it seems like Dominicans are second. Too full. Life and his sec. Everybody just going through the motion like a bunch of zombies in the country, and I don't want to get vexed when people question on you. Me and a man can never be too friends for me to tell him, yo, you're doing wrong. Not this country have gone to hell, and there is no return for it, because all of them are jokers. They're compromised, they're paid, they're sold, bought, and paid for, so they don't give a damn about Dominica anymore. Scary!
All right, thank you very much. Now, blessings. Good afternoon to you. Again, we just want to wrap up with the news that the search is over for the missing 16-year-old Jebiah Paul. More information even from the Nature Island News, confirming that her decomposing body was discovered in a village in the northern tip of Dominica by officers of the regional security system who were brought in to assist in the matter. The body was pronounced dead by a medical doctor. The 16-year-old Jebiah Paul went missing on the 24th of July 2026, and since then, one male officer has been arrested and is being questioned in relation to the missing 16-year-old. What a sad way to go. This afternoon, let's continue to pray and give support to the family members, those who have been grieving, and hoping for the best. Well, this is certainly not the news you wanted to hear, huh?
What does a concerned citizen Jerry Brisbane know about the cable car project that you do not know about? Find out more this Thursday at 1 p.m. sharp on Talk on the Block. Evidence, research, facts, the inside story, all on one afternoon.
We'll be back tomorrow if God is willing on the hot set. We're gone for now. Remember, tomorrow the lawmen are having a news conference. You'll get more information about this missing girl found dead. That's Q95 for the afternoon. Out we go.
Did the beauty lady song in a reckless hit and run? Nobody not talking, family still money, while we still on the run. Up and down with police station, investigation, no justice for her situation. She don't want a dollar, but she wants his closure. But we see them working against her. Maguesa. But if it was drugs, you would see the policemen running, coming. Accidents up in Virgin Lane, they're moving like a snail. Oh, they discover it. Stalling, ganja farmers serving time, while abusers getting bail. Oh, wrong is wrong. Whether you rape or you kill, you fraud or you steal, wrong is wrong. We not asking for equality, justice with no equity is wrong. Yes, it's wrong. Oh. Whoa. A well-known pedophile walking the streets with pride after he touched the person child. Even when she smiles, there's pain in her eyes, feeling like she has to hide. Withheld identity, fellas walking free, predators protected by the system. Who writes the law and what they're standing for? They feel us the most when we need them. Maguesa. But if it was drugs, you would see the policemen running, coming. Accidents up in Virgin Lane, they're moving like a snail. Oh, get it over. Stalling, ganja farmers serving time, while abusers getting bail. Oh, wrong is wrong. Whether you rape or you kill, you fraud or you steal, wrong is wrong. We not asking for equality, justice with no equity is wrong. Yes, it's wrong. Whoa. Oh, the bullet had no eye, he innocently died. This man was a no gangster. Family tired cry, tired wonder why. What does it take to get an answer? They want to retaliate and no longer wait. Their plan is to go and take revenge. Who wrongs don't make her right. They can't sleep at night. They'll have to be their own justice system. Maguesa. But if it was chance, you would see the policemen running, coming. Accident up in Virgin Lane, they're moving like a snake. Oh, cases of rape, stalling. Ganja farmers serving time, while abusers getting bail. Oh, wrong is wrong. Whether you rape or you kill, you fraud or you steal, wrong is wrong. We not asking for equality, justice with no equity is wrong. Yes, it's wrong. Whoa. Troubles may come, but I'm a praying soul. Devil just try, but he just never learn. So much on my mind, if I tell you, just look at me smile. When them do me wrong, I do them right. I'm just a man who does pray at night. How I live it, how I look it, how I feel it. No problem. If you see me talk, feel it, I'm high. What I feel it, it's peace of mind. Feel it, I'm high. What I feel it, it's peace of mind. Feeling real good. That's in the mood, I feel real good. Nothing can change the groove, I feeling real good. Nothing can change the mood, I feeling real good. Some people allergic to happy, good over evil. No red eye nobody, because God alone on the things we face in this life. Come and reason what every step we take, they on the right side. Then they do not better. But I know, truth is so. When they do me wrong, I do them right. I'm just a man who that pray at night. Oh, I met you. Oh, I look at you. Oh, I feel it. No problem. If you see me talking, I can feel it. And I'm high. It's peace of mind. Feel it. And I'm high. Feel it. It's peace of mind. Feeling real good. That's the mood I feel real good. Nothing Nothing can change the groove, I feel in the good. Nothing can change the mood, I feel in the Some of them suffering from bad mind real bad. But I cool, I'm not mad. Oh, they are they walking around the club, my blessings come from high. Father, give them a dollar better. Father, no. When they do me wrong, do them right. I'm just a man who the prayer of night and day. How I let you. Okay. No problem. He's not mine. He's not mine. Feeling the rest. Since the mood, I feel the rest. Nothing can change the groove, I feel the rest. The mood, I feel the rest. Feeling the rest good. This is the mood, I feel the real good. Nothing can change the groove, I feeling real good. Them can change the mood, I feeling real good. So, oh yeah. Woo. Happy, oh yeah. Happy, oh yeah. So feeling baby, so I just want party, we go. Peace and pain. I'm okay. I ain't got gold and diamonds, but I'm grateful out there. My dress don't lie. Cause I want to get in my glass. Once I'm breathing, all of my family okay. So when you see me jamming, it's like a party. Being happy now is my priority. It's okay, give it all.